First off, people are obese in two ways. One is physical, and two, it's mental obesity. People are distracted. Y'all ever been with a prospect and you're talking to them and they're Facebooking or going on somewhere? Y'all ever been there? Does that bother you, yay or nay? And you're like, look at me, look at me. You know why they're not looking at you? Because you're not connected with them. And the reason why you're not connected with them is because they're not interactive. They're not interactive because you're not calling them by their name. And if you don't call them by their name, guess what? They're not going to react. They're not going to interact, and you ain't getting no transaction. People buy people. And you think, oh, no, they're buying the house. No, they're buying the realtor. And that right there is probably 1/3 of this sale. Is getting people to like you. If they like you, they trust you, they respect you, they believe you, they'll buy from you, and they'll refer to you. Well, how do I get that? Well, you got to have a relationship. How do you have a relationship? Carol, how do you have a relationship? You call people by their name and watch what happens. You've heard it your whole life. And when you call people by their name, they what? They perk up. All of a sudden, you got a connection. With connection, you got reaction, and eventually, you'll get interaction and you'll get transaction. Can it be that simple? It is. If you have the what? You got to have the skills. Now, a lot of people will say, well, but I've been in this for a long time, and I've got a lot of experience. Well, is experience the best teacher? I don't think so. You know why? I'll tell you why. I think a lot of people get in this business. They learn what they learn in the first year or so. And then what do you think they do with that? They're just repeating it year after year after year after year. So if you've been a realtor for 10 years, or whatever it is, do you really have 10 years of experience? Or do you have 1 year's experience repeated 10 times? So you have to invest in yourself. Well, what kind of selling skills do I need? You have to know how to close. You have to know how to overcome objections. You have to learn how to overcome when people ask the price. Well, how much is it? Oh, that one there's 1.3. Well, that's too much. As soon as somebody says to me, what's the price? The first thing I say is this, well, let me check. Because I need to buy time so that I can get further into the process. The further I get into the process, the easier it is for me to sell somebody. And then all of a sudden, they're like, what was it? Now, let me look that up. And by that time, they're licking the what off the kitchen wall? They lick that paint and so and so, well, how do I get people to lick the paint? All I got to do is ask them what's their favorite room in the house. And then come on over here and let me show you the best what? What are you showing them? The best what?
Part of the house.
The best part of the house. So do you sell things or do you sell features? Because if you say, well, you know, one of the things about this house, let me ask you a question. What the hell is a thing? Now, if you're old, you know what thing is, right? That was from... Whoa! Let's date yourself now, right? That's what thing is. We don't sell things. We sell features. We sell advantages and we sell benefits. The feature is what it is. The advantage is what it does. The benefit is why they care. And if you could learn how to sell benefits and use keywords like saying a benefit to purchasing this house is a lot stronger than say what? Well, a good thing about buying this house is. And when you use keywords, people will do this. Yeah. Then when they talk with each other, they'll say, well, honey, what'd you think about that? Yeah, you know, that house has a lot of benefits, sweetie. Y'all think we should, yeah, let's make a what? And you know when to make an offer. As soon as somebody says, you know, or puts their hand like this, or says, well, what do you, man, that's when I break out my commission bread. Oh, yeah. Have you ever smelled it? Just put your hand and go like this. Go ahead, girl. Just do it. That's commission breath. That's it, right? And you're going in for the what? You're going in, man. You're getting all excited, and you're like, well, why don't we just put it on what? Why don't we just make cake? Or how do you say it? Well, did you want to? Isn't a word. Or that's not a word. Well, don't you think we should write it up? Why don't we make an offer? It sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Boom. Next thing you know, you got yourself a what? Deal. Right? A deal. And then after it's all done and said, that the customer says, man, I'm so glad I worked with you. You know, when we first saw this house, we really were what?
Ready.
Yeah, we weren't ready. We just came up, for a little getaway, and next thing you know.
We're buying a house.
Well then, have you ever heard that before? Right? Well, commitment, attitude, and skills. But the master of them all is your habits. And so your habits start out as your friends, and soon they become your boss. Look at the people on this mountain that have addictions, problems, issues, struggles, got bad habits. And they're the people that always say, well, someday, well, just one more time. And eventually the habit overwhelms them, and all of a sudden we got like drunk tanks all around the neighborhood now, right? I don't know why they come here, but they're here. And most of those people struggle because they make their decisions based on their feelings. And a lot of people today are like this. Well, if it feels good, I'm going to what? There's the start of a bad habit. And then when you eventually, it doesn't work out for you. And it's a struggle. Until somebody wakes you up and says, stop it. Go get what? Go get out. If you can't save money, you got a bad habit. If you go to work and you waste time, okay, who has a bad habit in here? God, there's so many of them, I can't even count them. I need more fingers. I can't say no to sweets. Last night, my wife, we went to Costco, bought all the steak and that. I made dinner last night. We bought this big loaf of bread at Costco. It's like this big, right? And I'm like, I'm just going to have what? One after another one. And so I had like 3 slices, and my wife's like, she's like, slow down, Trigger. And I'm like, I can't. I just can't. I said, I'm a carb addict. I'm willing to stand up in front of a group and say, I'm a carbaholic. That's me. I'm not in denial. I can't say no. It is what it is. But that's not the worst habit, is it?
No.
But I will tell you, when I go to work, I actually what? Work. I'm focused. So I'm not going to allow those bad habits. How many of you need to break one bad habit? Okay. Well, you won't break it till you what?
Commit.
Don't commit to your feeling. Listen to me. Don't commit to your feeling. Commit to the choice, not the feeling. Your feelings are always going to want to make you lie to yourself every day. Just like when we say, well, tomorrow I'm going to go on my what? You can't even get to 10 o'clock without making love at Starbucks or the vending machine at your business. You just can't do it. So you have to have a plan. And then you need support and you need help. I'll tell you what, there's something that sets people free. And that's the truth. And there's a lot of people that they'll hide the truth, they'll run from the truth, but at some point, you got to come to your truth. Are you giving the very best every single day? Number 2, are you 100% committed to reaching your 2015 goal? Are you willing to pay the price to get to your goal? Which is so simple. It's commitment, it's work, it's effort, it's determination. It's forecasting and managing your daily activities every day. If you don't forecast and manage your activities, your day will manage you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just can't get through the day without being distracted. I got to tell you this. Let me get off track for a second. I think I'm going to talk about the plan and a couple of things on goal setting, and then that's it. There was an issue in the British Parliament. And so productivity was down. And they couldn't quite understand what's going on. The people were all at work, but things weren't getting accomplished. And so they brought in somebody to review, observe, and find out what was wrong. Is everybody coming to work? Yeah, no, they're here. They're all here. I mean, nobody's really calling in, sick and all that. I mean, everybody's at work. Okay, well, then why aren't we productive? Keep checking. And the observer was noticing that most of the people were at the computers. What was downloaded on the computers? Take a guess. Huh? There was 350,000 hours of downloaded pornography. Talk about something that's called video cocaine. This is it. And it's not just pornography, but it's other websites, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or eHarmony or eMatch or whatever. You have to be careful. You have to learn how to say no. Because your job is to go to work and just work, be productive, be selective. You'll be effective, and you'll make lots of money. Good things will happen to you. You know, it seems like in sales, just when the fun gets going, we run out of what? We run out of the money. And then we start thinking, what can I do different? Have you ever tried to clean your house in a half hour? How's that work out, ladies? It doesn't work out, does it? All right, have you ever tried to cram it all at one time? Right? You get frustrated and stressed, and then it's just easy to say, I'll get it when. Yeah, I'll just get it later, or you hope you have 9 kids, and you say, okay, kids, you do it. You know what it's like trying to get kids to clean a house, right? They're not committed, right? Their commitment lasts about, what, a minute or two? And then you have to go and check on it. Listen, you can't cram, like in sales. You can't just cram your month or your year into the last quarter, or you can't cram your month into the last week of the month. You have to pre-plan it. What am I going to do today to sell houses? Whether it's 1 house, 2 houses, whatever it is. What do I have to do? What activities do I need to focus on? And then you have to forecast your activities. Well, what do you mean? Well, how many phone calls are you going to make today? How many texts are you going to send? How many emails are you sending out? Or how many video mails are you sending out? And I would tell you, if you're not videoing right now, you're behind. Emails they're like snail mail. And it's so simple to set up a little video email. If you got an iPhone or whatsoever, you can take a 30-second, 45-second, 1-minute video, send that to a customer and watch the response. Because a lot of people today, when they get their emails, what do they do with it? They're delete. Well, I'm not really good on that video stuff. Well, you can learn. You're not that old. You're not dead yet. I mean, the world is changing. And you got to change with it. Drucker was one of the best management experts of all time, Peter Drucker. He said this. He said, change is constant, and the people that react to change the fastest are the people that win the most. And the problem is, most people can't and won't change because they won't slow down to allow the change to catch up to them, because people are so busy working in their business, they hardly have any time to work on their business. So what ends up happening is, it's just like you're trying to grab the next rung and you keep slipping. And so then you grab again and it keeps slipping. Finally, you just get frustrated and finally you're just like, this just ain't what? This just ain't working. So I'm going to go look for another what? You got to slow down. So you can, let me say this. This is the saying for 2015. Go ahead and say it. I got to slow down. So I can speed up. Say it again. I gotta slow down so I can speed up. So you have to assess. You have to take an x-ray of yourself. Are you doing the best activities at work to get you the best results? Yes or no? And then you forecast it. Oh, what kind of a computer program do I need? You know, you can just get a legal pad. You know, people today, they're like so hooked on technology. This, my friend, is the best thing I've ever seen. First off, it won't crash. It won't get a virus. You don't even have to add any extra memory to it. And when you write it down, it's what? It's forever. It's the truth. It's in writing. Can it be that simple?
Yes.
It's so damn simple to be number one. It's too, say it. It's too, he said. Keep saying it. If you just keep saying, oh my God, this is going to be hard. Guess what? It'll be hard. Be careful what you say, because it determines everything. Okay? All right, let's get on our game.